Makoto. Listen. However...
You called for me and so I appear! Oh, I'm on fire! Yes! My beautiful scissors!
Well now. Thrills, chills, kills!
That's fine.
Unbelievable. Today, I'm feeling...
Stop talking.
You guys...
In the name of my family.
Hey. However... So...
Thrills, chills! Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule. So listen up! If you can figure out Mukuru, you guys win! But if then I win! And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment!
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll act...
Yep, sure will.
And that's final? No loophole?
Of course not! Bears never go back!
I just have...
Oh, you're taking this...
Is the mastermind? Only one? Don't bother. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? I'm right, aren't I? You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence!
Hey, you stole my... You're all out to get me! I have evidence of my own!
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been...
What? This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence? You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence!
Hey, you're all out to get me! I have evidence!
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves everyone...
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind...
No, that's wrong!
It's not just you three. I have evidence too.
What?
The evidence you're all referring to is...
Well, yeah. Huh? With the picture you have. But that can't be right. 'Cause in my... See? I'm the only one...
Hero, you...
Okay, but...
So the secret in these...
Secret or whatever, I don't care!
But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to...
So the whole purpose behind these folk, the mastermind laid a trap.
Huh? A trap? How?
I got it! In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who... So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hero got, he's the only one missing.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose
In other words, Monokuma gave each of us a group photo in which that...
When we each saw our picture, we just...
Figured it.
Yeah, I thought...
Listen, can I see everyone's group? It's not directly connected to...
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Can you just forget about the phone? Trying to trick...
And on top of that, they went to all that trouble.
No.
Yeah! I don't remember ever so it's gotta be a... Huh?
Is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake?
What do you mean?
Now I understand! Let's say that somehow, we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the As if. You expect me to believe such an
Yeah. We all...
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, ever since I remember everything. So the idea that...
This is totally stupid. Obviously. You're saying we all got... Since when did this turn into...
I promise you, ever since I got to this school, I remember everything.
No, that's wrong! Those photos aren't the only things that this DVD does the same.
You're not gonna show us something...
No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being
When you say all of us,
I mean all of us.
you lie!
No, it's not a lie. The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying? insane!
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this?
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia!
To be honest, I have something else on my mind.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains What were the interviews of?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is...
And? How did we...
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all... Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could
Why? Why would you say yes?
I don't know.
The same goes for everyone else. You don't remember choosing to live here forever.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here, that's just insane! How can I believe that?
Insane or not, we can't move.
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What?
I know it sounds absurd.
Indeed. We only have...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory.
This is all...
And this isn't like some normal kind of... You stole those specific memories.
Oopsie.
Of course. There's no way we would all...
How? Come. That hard. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or would you really believe anything I said?
What matters is figuring out what memory... The interview with the headmaster... Taking that, there must have been a purpose to it all.
Of course there was a purpose. It all...
You mean the motive you came up with? To try...
That has something to do with the
But that was still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but look...
Okay, so you want us to figure...
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really...
Of course they have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so...
What does... Exactly. You're just making stuff up. There's no... The mastermind is probably,
No, it's wrong. There's no question that... In the back of the data... The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, they're also... Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma... So if the mastermind is in the school...
How...
So we're the only one... It's not me!
Well, it's not me. I blame... What? Guys! It's super...
Oh, I get it! The only way he could...
Aw, nuts!
Wait! Everyone, calm down. The mastermind's true identity will become clear.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering...
Yeah, well, how much time...
He's right.
If you want something to talk about, I think we haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal
Huh? But...
No, that isn't... Wouldn't you...
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body...
Hey, now hold on a second. It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at... So they can't possibly be...
Consider this. What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many...
That doesn't make any... Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here. Huh? Isn't it obvious? She was the...
You're wrong.
She didn't... I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have... the ultimate soldier. She must have been in a hot. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds.
Are you finished?
You didn't deny me this time. You made me.
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was. She must have been. So, obviously, she got all.
No, that's wrong. No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the head, despite the time she spent she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
To be denied so completely. Maybe it's because of all of.
Anyway, so we can be sure that in which case, they could.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any. When examining her body,
Unless anyone has any better suggestion, the wounds Mukuro sustained all.
But if that's what, then does that mean she's really been?
That's exactly what it. When we found her body in the garden, she.
So then, what about the little matter of what... Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, so who was it that attacked?
I got it! The one who attacked me was the. When we discovered Mukuro in the. I naturally assumed she, but I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting... Let's start off with enough. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? You can't really know who was under... The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro. You never saw their face, right?
So you can't have. I'm telling you now.
You're wrong. There's another part of the...
Oh? Is it the.
Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left? Or could it be...
The hips?
You never saw... their face.
So you can't have. I'm telling you now. It was.
You're wrong. There's another part of the...
Oh? And is it the. Or the left? Maybe the. Or perhaps. Or could it be.
The hips. You never... saw their face, so you can't have any idea. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. There's another part of the...
Oh? And is it the right hand? Shoot! You never saw their...
So you can't have. I'm telling you now.
You're wrong. There's another part of the...
Oh? Is it the.
Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot. Shoot!
You never saw it,
So you can't have any idea.
I'm telling you now.
You're wrong. There's another part of the attacker we can...
Oh? And what is is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left? Maybe the right, or perhaps the... Or could it be... the hips? You... Never saw there, so you can't have any... I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba!
You're wrong. Even if there's another part of the...
Oh? Is it the right hand?
No, it's wrong. Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, a representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. And there was no such... So there's no way...
Yeah, well, okay. But that still doesn't prove... It could have been, you know...
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and...
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you...
Oh, okay, sure. But what about Kyoko? Uh-oh, no.
If you insist, I don't mind...
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the...
Your hands!
Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me. My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the...
No.
Then this much has been made. There can be no doubt that the... On top of my secret being revealed, sorry, did I say...
Not at all. You can say...
Sure, as long as it means, because if you haven't noticed,
That's true.
On the contrary, we don't know anything.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before.
in that regard, I promise you, without a doubt, she died.
Then somehow she was killed.
And after she died, who knows if the culprit stashed her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
If she was, she would have.
Then she would.
I got it! Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Biolab?
That's right. It's actually so it's the perfect place to hide a body.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the bio.
And I have no doubt that that's I got it! What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is... the tarp that we found. When I was checking it over, I noticed that some...
It's a...
Holy cow!
Makoto's nitpicky nature.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
You made everything.
Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. But you seem to be getting pretty worked
up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the body, because the key to uncovering your secret identity...
You talking about...
You see, the biolab...
La la la, I can't hear you.
Such a child.
Hey, by the way, Makoto,
What one?
don't tell me you... So what do you think? Are you sure?
Why are you...
Your mom, your dad, your little sister, are they really as safe?
Stop talking!
Calm down, Makoto.
Are you sure about this? What are you even talking about? Are you sure about this? What are you even talking about? Ah! Better luck next time. Punishment is waiting for you. Are you sure about this? What are you even talking about? I'm not listening! Are you sure about this? What are you even talking about? I'm not listening!
refuse to give up yet!
Are you sure about this? What are you even talking about? Are you sure about this? What are you even talking about? Better luck next time. Punishment is waiting for you. Are you sure about this? What are you even talking about? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! I'm not listening!
This should prove it! The inconsistency
What are you talking?
Like I said before. And as part of that, that's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a Sloth had a body in it...
In other words, if the blue light is on...
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, and there were only
Why does that matter?
I got it! 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall...
So 10 people in all?
That's right. Any other But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The mastermind...
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body. And yet, her body was left alone.
Then...
It may very well be.
But if that's true...
Including Monokuma's executions. There have apparently been 10. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost.
I got it! What about if the same person killed? Officially, 10 murders have been committed, but one of the victims may have been
Murdered and...
If that's the case, there could have been...
Technically, you're right, I guess. Still...
Could easily have happened. No.
Sounds like you're already convinced.
It was Mukuro before she was killed as Mukuro.
And that's why the body had to be stored.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as suicides. Who could that?
All you have to do is look at those...
Nothing's gonna be because Kyoko's...
Who is this? Was it Junko,
Leon,
Chihiro, Mando, Kiyotaki, Fumi, Celestial, or maybe... No, there's no way anyone was murdered twice! Who is this someone? Was it...
Sayaka, Maizono, Junko, Enoshima.
Leon, Chihiro, Mando, Kiyotaki, Fumi, Celestial,
Or maybe... No. There's no way anyone...
Milton's wrong! Junko! Wasn't her fatal injury pretty
What do you mean?
Well, she was impaled by a bunch of...
And Mukuro died from a number of when you compare that to the stat...
Yes. And those are the only... That explains why those 2 bodies...
So let me see if I have this... Junko, or someone going by that name. Then her body was kept in the biolab, only this time it was presented as...
It all matches up, right?
It's really...
It means that there haven't been... Which also means that among the people we thought were dead...
And that's the true identity of the master?
Who is it?
We already know the answer to the... She took Junko's body! And made it look like... So, Mukuro... The body we found in the garden, it wasn't Mukuro. Then she's still alive? That's right. She made it so the mastermind's true identity is...
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
The body we... It wasn't. Then she's still...
That's right. So the mastermind's true identity is... Mukuro!
Shoot!
The body we found in the garden, it wasn't Mukuro. Then she's still alive? That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma?
The body we found in the garden, it wasn't Mukuro. Then she's still alive? That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
The body we found in the garden, it wasn't Mukuro. Then she's still alive. That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
The body we found, it wasn't Mukuro.
No, that's wrong! No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 30. Everything in her profile.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. Here's my answer. Junko is still alive.
Are you sure about...
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only... but we saw her get impaled. If Junko were still alive, the death... But you yourself confirmed...
She was dead. There's no...
So...
It must be...
Then you're...
This case hasn't been...
No! Of course not!
That's all well and good, but how do you... Junko, absolutely...
Then both of them are dead, right?
I think we need to look at this. Let's assume Junko is still alive. If...
Now I understand! That's it! What if she switched places with someone else?
Switched places?
That's right! Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place! Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba!
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but... That had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying... Right when she was, about...
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
I got it! The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning. Yes, from the moment we first met, Then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw...
Hold on. So... It's actually Mukuro?
Then we don't...
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was... And we never... That would easily allow the two of them...
Wait! But Junko never had it.
She could have hidden it with foundation. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing... Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hand. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met.
But if she really...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked. But too bad for you, Monokuma.
Wait, so... This...
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan.
The reason such an elaborate plan was
So Mukuro, in other words, it would be...
What's wrong?
I think he's just afraid.
Fear is only possible where hope... I only have despair, so fear is an alien
And why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my...
Then why did you try and protect...
I tried to protect... When did I...
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of... You made sure I couldn't finish watching the... Is because you didn't want me to see...
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course...
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke! Better luck next time! Better luck next time! Better luck next time! Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible! That's impossible! That's impossible!
This should prove it. The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. I noticed it just a little while ago. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity.
What's so unusual about them?
I got it! Junko's face. It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden, and on top of that, in this book. So in other words, at that point, with all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko, which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, that's the Junko in the picture.
I believe everything Makoto, Junko, and Mukuro switched.
So she killed Mukuro, who would take, making it look like she died. And the real is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous. She's the true master. Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't all prove everything. Here's exactly what happened. We met the ultimate fashion, but the girl we saw before us was... But it wasn't long before she died, Junko and Oshima. Her body was kept in a box until Junko... Junko dragged the body out of the biolab. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko. Meanwhile... the killer is... you! Meanwhile... So she put on... After making sure I... Then she put this... She wanted us to believe... Finally, she needed this and the real Junko Enoshima! That's the whole story behind this incident.
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so... It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you...
Give it up, Junko. The game...
Over? Did you really think the story would end? Wrong! There...
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you. If you swear your fealty to us, we've even drawn up the deed already. Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
Oh, did you? It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what... Anyway, looks having to play Monokuma all the time. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Huh? What's wrong with my beautiful face?
I feel like...
I got it! That's right! It was and...
Wow, you have a pretty good memory.
So I was right. Then what you told me...
Sometimes a little lie is...
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same.
I'm me. And she tried her best. But two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind are not even if they're twins. I know, it's such a cliche. So basically, Mukuro and I had the older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. Young...
Me! And together, we were the Despair Sisters!
Whoa! She's a totally...
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell! But if you're twins... Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times maybe it's new to your dumb ass? But it bores me to tears! Answering does... Just make up whatever answer you want, I don't give a shit!
But... if she was...
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean! Ha! As if!
Well, I suppose I'd better explain. For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family, leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been besides. 15 students, of course. The fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the three atrocities. Atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive. It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with... Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to... And that's... Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra, unworthy of lines, being the utter disappointment that she was, which is precisely why I killed her.
That can't be...
Well, no, of course not.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know? If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, so I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed,
So, you figured it out? Well, you're right! There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance! But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your...
What? I sacrificed her? Jeez, misunderstood. We were the ultimate despair, you know? I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born when I was born. I cried tears, so that's why for us, it's not a big deal. We're just those kinds of people. We've always been filled with despair. So you just murdered your own sister? That's not true at all. We were twins. How could I not be sad? That's right. Killing my precious sister. That act is filled with so much It's like super despair. Super despair. It just feels so good.
What the hell is...
And my sister too. In that moment of death, after all, to be murdered by your own sister. She must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of...
turning your own despair into some kind of fetish.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy.
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill with so I'm hopelessly attractive, I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate.
No. I don't think there's anything...
Yeah, Master's way more perfect. Cause on top of everything else, he's...
Don't you mean had that...
What did you just say?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memory?
You've already solved this mystery, right? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing...
Damn straight! That's then...
Alright, then let's just get straight...
When the group pictures were taken? And those I got it! It must have something to do with...
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and all the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things.
I got it! You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important, even ask. So then, did you notice that each motive I... Yep, you got it. So that's my... When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme?
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with...
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Each video showed the total... For example, I ruined all those relationships. It was to motivate your desire to escape, but still...
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well...
Okay! So... what was it?
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! Embarrassing and the whole reason Mondo...
So, how long do you plan on
Relax, relax, so...
I got it! It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death.
What's the point of all this? Why are you...
Don't worry, Snow. Can you tell me the motive behind crazy...
I got it! In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. Once I revealed Sakura's betrayal.
But in fact, there are as they compare.
Seed of despair.
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, and that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see what I'm trying to say is this. You see, by taking away, of course, that hope merely.
How could taking away something...
And plus, you have...
Is that so? The mere fact that that's...
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape, that is what...
The only reason we want...
Which means if we did have our memory...
What?
But it's not enough. I put so much effort into creating hope, and so, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you. Really?
Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, see, I'd like for you to see the outs.
You mean the world? So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested? See your fate? Behold! This is the outside world.
Dangerous. The world has grown.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something.
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it. That world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
That gotta kick your brain in the end. I don't remember. Ain't a fucking for the butt. Come on, bitches. Remember or die. What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us,
I don't understand it.
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your
I mean, what am I supposed to be?
Nobody remember.
No, it's wrong. Actually, remember. The other token. Genocide. Two of them share certain kinds.
I see.
what do you say, Toko?
No! Absolutely not! That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity! Da-da-da-da!
Boy.
Huh?
The video that's playing.
Who the hell are you? Oh, nice to meet ya.
That's enough! Just look at the
Aye, Roger, you...
Well?
I don't have all the details. Of course it does!
Then you remember all the—
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory.
Then why didn't you say something? I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know? Oh my god, she's the...
More importantly, if you really—
Huh? What's the matter?
Tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot?
Just answer the question.
Well, I can't really say if it happened or... But it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event.
Why is that phrase come—
Because it's all because of that event. What is? Are you serious? I'm talking about...
The world's been destroyed!
Explain yourself. Tell—
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what... But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster. Either way, there's no doubt that it was the big, and as a result, the world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
That's all there is to it?
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics. Miss Moreau saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you...
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why—
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations!
But whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. The world has ended.
But how can the world just end?
Calm down. It's okay. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being—
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous. I have another— It's the story of the Togami Corporation.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat—
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
Correct! Well done, peasant!
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it! Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right?
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer!
But do you think it might be a disease?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's
What? What the hell?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even—
Stop with these idiots!
Stop! And said with such authority! A peasant would dare challenge us? You must learn your place, peasant! You—
They couldn't possibly be gone! The Togami family is—
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got—
Hold on! There's no way that happened! I mean, we only... If some kind of world-ending event, then how do you explain the totally normal...
mistaken.
Well, if I'm... It sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived. Well, yeah. A few weeks ago. Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened...
Huh?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's...
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself... So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you, so what are the memories I took from you?
Now, answer us! Answer with all your heart and soul!
I got it! If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. Nope. No.
Another correct answer.
Seriously? This routine?
We've lost 2 years.
That's right. You've already...
I don't remember the last...
2 years worth of memory? I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here? Hell no! I mean, heck, I've never even gone.
This is all just... Russ, how freaking old am I?
Everyone's so conflicted.
2 years? I could never lose.
We've been living here? Hell no! I mean, I haven't gone to.
Heck, I've never even gone to a...
No, it's wrong. Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh?
I found it in the loft. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want.
Wizza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No. This is absolutely my handwriting! But how is this... I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here, but somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no...
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. In the handbook, but just like Hero.
And the reason for that?
After
Isn't it just so desperately dark?
How many fun... And on top of that, right before everyone's eyes, you absorbed all that... Oh,
Actually, never mind.
Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
in a way, and to give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Figure out where your memories come up.
I got it! The moment I lost my memories. I can't think of any time other than that day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in them. When I passed out.
Wow! You still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details. And your sense of time got all messed. I guess it must have been something.
After I passed out, I woke up. I assume not much time.
The reason it felt so short was because...
You got it, honey! 2 years...
When everyone met for the first... Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce...
But by that point... That's what those photos reveal. Isn't it?
You were all such close friends. You spent, and it was all so you could escape. What a terror!
You're the one who set things up.
I love you all.
What?
Once your school life here begins, it's only natural that I would fall in.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all men. Let's go back in time. Back to when everyone first... School life during that first year over... Oh boy, it was just... Everyone was enjoying themselves so...
But that couldn't last forever, of course. Because after that, an event unfolded that... The biggest, most all too soon, the world's days of peace. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the...
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history. And the ultimate... I can't believe it's all was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. It was none of those. Despair is contagious, you know. Everyone is capable of it.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself. We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a
Hopes people.
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what...
I got it! Could only have been... He wanted to turn the school to protect us. That's why he asked us to say that we were willing to leave.
We believe he had something like that. If you, the collective hope...
Yeah, the headmaster.
That's why we all...
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, so what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you became a cage that made it in... I have to say, it really...
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the door. Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work.
You mean...
And then you forgot all about it, and started...
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was... And thus began...
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending...
That moment where you all began...
And the only reason you survived the tragedy...
Let us live.
Why?
Because this was so rather... It was a mess...
Wow.
refuse to give up yet! Now I understand!
And if we did, our final desire for creating this... If you were bold enough to...
I mean, with the world...
And since there's no argument, no understand...
But there's...
But...
If you're not happy with that...
And...
Kyoko!
One person's just...
We won't give up! As long as there's hope,
Well, if I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy. By the way, the air outside, the only reason is thanks to the air purifier.
shoot! We won't give up! As long as there's hope,
Well, if I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all been living will... All of you will have to go into the world outside. So, will you just die?
we won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
If I were to die, that would be the end.
Shoot! We won't give up! As long as there's hope!
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all been...
Shoot! We won't give up! As long as there's hope!
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all of you will have to go into the world outside.
Shoot! I refuse to give up yet! We won't give up! As long as there's hope,
We'll never. If I were to die, that would be the end.
shoot! We won't give up. As long as there's hope,
Well, if I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's future.
shoot! We won't give up. As long as there's hope.
If I were to die, that would be the end.
Shoot! We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air.
Shoot! We won't give up. As long as there's hope.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all.
Shoot! I refuse to give up yet! We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end.
Don't lose hope now.
All my fortune. But to live, so even if it's hard, I want to keep on living. I want to open the next. So that's why, no matter what, the whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the arrow, the only reason we're up is thanks to the air.
Don't lose hope now.
I've been thinking about all, and I was thinking, you only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. That sounds like some. No. I think that's good. Yeah!
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all of you will have to. You'll have to go into the world outside. So, will you just die?
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Don't lose hope now.
I don't care either way. I'm fine. Actually, I may not look like it. Hell, no matter how I look, still hate.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of hope.
I decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air purifier. Say whatever you want. If I die, the purifiers will. In other words, the communal life you've all been. I can keep on living as long as I have my mask.
All of you will have to leave.
You'll have to go into the world outside.
Don't lose hope now!
What's the matter? You're not actually trying to encourage me, are you? It never even crossed my mind, but don't misunderstand me. I just have to keep my word. Besides, the Togami family is... So until I can restore the Togami family and bring it...
We won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
If I were to die, that would be the end.
I decided to...
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Say whatever you want. I've made my decision. If I die,
The purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die,
the communal life you've all... I can keep on living!
all of you will have to leave.
You'll have to go into the world outside.
We're only death.
I already said I would claim the mastermind's life.
So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die?
Don't lose hope now!
I didn't really know my father, so I can't pretend to know what he was thinking. But even if we're he would never want us to abandon just because we don't actually know anything. No, never mind. I don't think you wound up at this school because you came here to confront me, and if that's true, I think we could call you...
What the hell are you? So, your stupid faces, the stupid things you've said, the stupid way, it's all so uncool! Shut up, shut up, shut up! Lame, lame, lame! You suck! What do you want? So uncool! You dare to stand against us? Hope is a joke. Outside is only despair. You're gross. You're scared, aren't you? I just love despair! You suck! What do you want? So uncool! You're unbearable! Hope is a joke. Outside is only despair.
Would you like to die?
You're gross. You're scared, aren't you?
Despair into tomorrow.
Hope keeps on going! I refuse to give up! I refuse to get I refuse to despair! Because...
It looks like we've reached the end.
We just gotta pull the lever, right?
Good. I'm...
Let's put an end to these with our own.
The hell?
Indeed.
What? Well, that's just... What the heck? Well, that's just totally the best! So this is despair. And now true despair. And now
Anyway...
Totally the best!
Not. Don't make me repeat myself.
Okay.
Hey. However...
No. There's one last thing. It's fine.
It can't be.
Stop it! How many times do I... Don't get in my way!
So this is how the despair of death, even a tenth of this. I want every last soul on this planet to taste such despair. I want the entire world to die with that despair in its mouth. Okay, let's do this. I've reserved an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Danganronpa.
Hey. Makoto.
So,
Indeed.
If, on the other hand, you just...
I will force you out, ensuring you all die.
In other words...
But...
It's true.
Yes.
My beautiful scissors! Achoo!
That's enough.
Anyway...
But...
For serious?
In other words... Am I wrong?
You got it!
Hey.
Okay.
Could it be... Whoa!
Oh!
Makoto.
Well, I guess this is goodbye. But hey, if we gotta say goodbye, we may as well do it with a smile on our face.
Hey guys! You guys want your fortunes told anywhere, anytime. You just let me know. I'll be there.
You know how much I hate being annoyed, but if something does come up, you may as well let me know. I can't guarantee I'll actually bother listening, but...
I don't know why, but I have a I might be able to pull it off.
I can't say I'm sorry about what happened.
I really do. I guess we...
Interesting. Things are getting very... Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a teddy bear. I am Monokuma, and I am your... headmaster.
Danganronpa. Danganronpa. What?